Hi, it's Phil Bedford here and welcome to the Rebel Networker. Today I'm in Big Bear, California, and I'm privileged to have on the show Dr. Ivan Misner. And for any of you out there in the networking world who don't know who he is, he's the founder of BNI, which has, Ivan, currently 170,000 members?
Worldwide.
170,000. So if there's anyone to talk to about networking, this is the man. And what I wanted to touch on today, Ivan, is I often meet people when I'm networking, and when they ask me what I do, which is helping people to grow their business through networking and word of mouth, they draw a blank.
Yeah.
And yet when I talk to them, they'll say to me that, I've grown my business by referrals, client referrals, I do really well. And yet they draw a blank when it comes to learning.
Right.
Why?
I think one of the reasons for it is that there's not this mentality that it's a learned skill. We don't teach it in colleges and universities. It's not a topic at any university anywhere in the world. And so they don't think that it's something that has to be learned. And so when they hear about networking, it's like, well, you're either good at networking or you're not. And they could not be further from, it couldn't be further from the truth. Because networking is an acquired skill. Just like if you want to be a good manager, you go to school and learn management. If you want to be a good salesperson, you go to a sales training program to learn how to sell. Well, if you want to build your business through referrals, or if you want to network effectively, you have to learn how to do it. And this is an emerging field. The first book on networking wasn't even written until the late 80s, the early 90s. That was the first book on networking. Can you imagine? Management in the first book wasn't written until the 80s or 90s. And so it's not recognized as a field of study. I think that's one of the reasons. And so that's what you're doing. You're doing that. And by the way, you have here on Rebel Networker one of the world's best trainers in referral marketing. Phil is here in Big Bear because he is one of the world's best trainers. So you have a lot you can learn from him. And I think that's why people kind of glaze over.
It's really interesting. We see this a lot in the Middle East, particularly. You'll get a lot of sales teams and sales individuals who've been working for years in sales, and yet they've never learned how to sell. And it isn't until they've been in business a long time that finally the company will invest in training, and they realise how much business they've lost. Networking's got to be the same, isn't it?
Networking absolutely is the same, and I'm seeing more and more larger companies realize that they've got to send their people to training to learn how to network, because it's not as obvious. I mean, there are some things that are absolutely counterintuitive. Like, I think in most cases, people go to a networking event and they think it's an opportunity for face-to-face cold calling. Hi, Phil, my name's Ivan, let's do business. And they try to go right for the sale. And that is, if you really want to do networking badly, that's what you do. People run. And so it's just done wrong, and it will continue to be until more and more people go through the effective kind of training that you have to offer.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Just a quick thank you on behalf of myself.
Thanks, Phil.
And everyone watching this show. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
See you on the next show. Rebel Networker.